Media Fact Checker. Former NRL star Chris Walker charged with domestic violence and granted bail with strict conditions. All source articles are linked in the description below. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Chris Walker, 46, is a former NRL and State of Origin player who appeared in Southport Magistrates Court on March 18 charged with domestic violence offences. Walker was granted bail after spending 2 nights in custody following alleged incidents involving family members over the weekend of March 12 to 14. Walker was found clinging to a pontoon at another property after allegedly fleeing from police in a car at speed on March 14, claiming he was just going for a swim. Prosecutor Jamie Dow stated Walker allegedly committed verbal and physical abuse and that the alleged victim feared for her safety, with a pattern of escalating incidents. Walker's bail conditions include entering a 3-month residential rehabilitation program, leaving the Gold Coast region, no contact with alleged victims, and no alcohol-drug consumption with testing. But not all outlets told the same story. Newscomer reports Walker was charged with a string of alleged domestic violence offences, while ABC specifies charges of assault, using a carriage service to menace or harass, and willful damage. Newscomer states Walker allegedly yelled at staff members at the victim's workplace on March 13, but ABC does not mention this detail. Newscomer notes Walker allegedly fled from police by driving away at speed and abandoning his car before clinging to a pontoon, while ABC only states he was clinging to a pontoon without mentioning the car abandonment. This story was covered by ABC News and news.com.au. Subscribe to Media Fact Checker for daily Australian news analysis. Media Fact Checker. 2026 Six Nations Rugby Tournament Analysis and Player Selections. All source articles are linked in the description below. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Louis Bielbayari scored a record 9 tries in a single Six Nations season, including 4 against England, and became the first player to score in every game in successive championships. Louis Bielbayari is the joint 5th highest try scorer in Six Nations history with 18 tries in 14 games. Thomas Ramos scored the decisive final winning penalty for France against England in Paris, matching his successful penalty from 2 years earlier in Lyon. Rhys Carr scored a try in 3 successive Six Nations test matches, becoming only the 6th prop in history to do so. Scotland's Kyle Steyn scored an interception try from Antoine Dupont's deflected pass against France at Murrayfield. But not all outlets told the same story. Article 1 says Thomas Ramos is the first player to be the top point scorer in 4 successive Six Nations championships and tops France's all-time list, while Article 2 does not mention this specific achievement. Article 1 lists Stuart McCloskey as the 12th best player in the best 15, while Article 2 does not rank him in the top 3 but mentions him as an honourable mention for player of the tournament. Article 1 describes Joe Hayes as a cracking guy and mentions his love of history and cooking, while Article 2 focuses more on his unconventional outlook and love of Johnny Cash. This story was covered by The Guardian. Subscribe to Media Fact Checker for daily Australian news analysis.